The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat, the self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
Okay, we lit it just like a fuse, so no need to pick and choose. Welcome to 2020, where we do more than interviews. The hottest be coming through, jumping knowledge on all of you. Get a peek at the front of you with the truth that they offer you. Yeah, hands up, we doing it for the culture. To give artists and businesses more exposure. Keeping it real and stay solid just like a boulder. It's about to go all the way down, can't get no lower. Chasing my dreams, know that they get no slower. But if I stay running, I promise they getting closer. Moreover, success my older. And if you're sleeping on me, I'm waking them up like Folgers. I told you, coming from the land with the tide roll. Well, we'll be on a whole different vibe though. We like to ride slow and keep our windows tinted so you really can see us like Stevie Wonder waking up with his eyes closed. Yeah, got the kind of flow that rock the boat. On my 16s of pounds of dope. And if you figure you can hang with me on the mic, then grab some rope. Matter of fact, better grab some hope while you at it. We keep it live, it's time to tune in. Turn up the sound on what you're using. It goes so hard, I think it's bruising. The show is 2020, no need to zoom in. Yeah.
Why I get nervous when it's like
talk time?
Not necessarily talk time, but anytime where I'm like I feel like I'm being put on the spot, like even during poetry. That's why I get so nervous when I get up there, because I feel like everybody is looking at me and it just stresses me out. I don't know why.
Well, I mean,
that's true. The point.
Right, it's true. It's 100% true.
That was supposed to be my stretching. Like, that's me stretching, because I'm not. Even though, you know, we talked about me drawing people in, I'm good one-on-one.
Oh, well, yeah. And that's why I figured you probably wouldn't be nervous with this, because, I mean, you do podcasting. You have done it. You have experience and background. So, sorry, I'm trying to figure out which chord is yours and which one's mine.
I think this was mine.
Okay. It's like undoing them goddamn Christmas lights. Okay, so that was me. I'm number one. I think I need to cut myself up. Check.
Excuse me.
Don't do that. It's too late in the day to be sleepy now. You go there, over there, meditating and shit. Now you want to get sleepy.
Always after meditation, I'd be ready to go back to sleep.
I guess I could see that, because you're at peace, kind of. You know what I'm saying? And your mind is clear. When was the first time you meditated?
Ooh, the first time I meditated was 2017. I went to a meditation class, and that's the class that I had continued to go through until I left St. Louis last year. So,
no, that's a lot of meditating, because I just started this year, like a few months back, and I've been trying to do it every morning. I didn't this morning because I woke straight up, but yeah, it's needed. It's like that mental quiet.
Definitely.
Oh, because I thought, you know, a lot of people, because I'm not a morning person for one. So I don't see how people could just get up and just be vibrant and shit. I'm like, I don't even like people like in the morning, like at all. Like, for real. Don't call my phone before double digits, please, because I'm gonna be dry as toast. Unless it's an emergency.
I get that, but I kind of wake up just.
You wake up like this?
Yeah, like bubbly, like, hey guys, what's happening? Blah blah blah. I don't know. It's just.
Maybe I just haven't achieved that yet.
Maybe I wake up with the sun though, so as soon as the light hit my room, I'm up. No matter what time I went to sleep. But I stay up late too. It's just crazy. So
you're a night owl.
And a morning person, yes.
How? Do you get do you nap?
Yes, I nap all the time.
Cause I would have to. Not an early bird. I'm a night owl. I could stay up to like 4, 5, and you know, because we stayed up. We didn't leave Kay's house until I didn't get home till 5.
And you see, I was falling asleep on the sofa. So like 1 o'clock, that's my limit. I'd be like, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I gotta go.
Right. But the conversations be so goddamn good, bro.
They do.
I don't know. The vibe be different during that like witching hour period. Like everybody kind of drowsy. But it's like real honest.
Definitely.
You know, so it's like there's no room for bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get what you need.
Sleepiness is the liquor of life. It makes you tell the truth. It makes you tell the truth.
It does, because you don't give a fuck at that point.
No,
it's
you
like
just
one of them
like
switches turn off. That's crazy. You need to put that shit on the shirt.
What, sleepiness is the liquor of life. I'm gonna put that on a nightgown.
Makes sense. Or a bonnet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I need to get a bonnet.
You don't need to get a bonnet.
I do.
I was wearing bonnets, but they make me so hot, so I just got a silk pillow slip. Like, and that way I don't have to tie my hair up.
Bruh, because I be waking up looking like Vegeta. Like, my shit be straight up and ain't a good look.
I like the wild look. That's why I hardly ever retwist my hair.
You know how, like, on the cartoons when somebody gets shocked? That's how I feel I be looking. And, like, I went to Walmart not realizing my shit was like that. And the cashier was just staring at me, bro. Like, just, like, not, you know how, like, little toddlers are? Just looking at you just weirdly, bro. She was doing that. Like, lady, if you don't swipe my EBT and get the fuck out my face. I was over that. So it just made me hella self-conscious about it. So I'm like, man, let me get me a chef's hat. You know what I'm saying? That's what they so look funny. Like to me.
They do a little bit.
Chef Boyardee hat, kind of.
The big ones, definitely.
Man. What's your favorite food, ma'am?
Ooh, favorite food? Pineapples and sushi.
That is an odd combination.
It is.
How did you stumble across that?
But I'm separately, though, not together.
Oh, I thought you meant together.
No, separately.
Okay.
Pineapples is just my favorite fruit because it's so bright and it tastes like good. It just make you feel good. Like pineapples make you feel good. Sushi is just, I mean, it combines my favorite things. Asian food, seafood. It's just good.
I first came across sushi, I think it was 2013. And it wasn't even at a Japanese restaurant. It was at a movie, Monaco.
Monaco? Nah, I don't know if I would eat sushi from the Monaco.
I'm writing it off. It is 1,000% that shit. 1,000%.
It was good?
Yes.
Okay.
It was so dope. Every paycheck, I would go there, get beer, and if I didn't get sushi, I got those sweet potato fries. They served at them things. No. Them, yeah, I was straight. And that would just be like my unwind.
Yeah, your little treat to yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you made it to a paycheck. So, yeah. Monaco was like my little duck off.
I don't remember what was my duck off in Huntsville. It was this Mexican restaurant. That was my duck off. They used to have them best margaritas. This one I used to drink. I think so, yeah.
I know it.
They had the best margaritas. I went on a couple dates there. Like that was always my little thing to go to. Cause in Huntsville you have to make your own fun.
You do. The margarona,
Yep. That was it.
The margarona was a big ass margarita with a Corona in it.
A full size Corona.
Full bottle of Corona.
Be toasted. Toasted.
Yo, they food was lit too though. They food was
good. I can't lie about it. And it was cheap. Just right in the college student budget.
You know what I'm saying? And I think they knew that. That's how they were making money off us. Because if it was your birthday,
you went there.
Yeah, that was it. That was the spot. It was black people and Mexicans and a handful of white people.
And that's how you know when the Mexican food about to be good, when they have authentic Mexican people working there.
Yes. In the back talking shit and you don't know what I mean.
And the waitresses and waiters.
Yep, they did karaoke there too.
It was just a spot. It was lit. Huntsville looked totally different now, though.
I know. I went up there last year.
For homecoming?
Just for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
That's spent with my best friend, and it's not it wasn't the way I remembered it when I left. Hell, it's different from when I left in 2017. Cause Madison Mall was gone. Now that fucked me all the way up.
Oh, look, I don't even remember.
The Black Folks Mall?
It's gone?
Yeah. Replaced.
Wow.
It's a Dave & Buster's.
Wow.
Right. The mall they have is Parkway. Now, Parkway is the place for the.
Well, you know, I used to live out there, so that's the mall I used to go to.
Really?
Anyway, yeah.
Where you used to live at?
I don't even remember the name of the apartments, but they was hood as hell.
I already know what you're talking about. I already know what you're talking about. You go down 565. Not down. What was that? Memorial Parkway?
I think so.
Was
yeah.
it off exit?
It was off of exit. Yeah.
I already know what you're talking. I can't remember the name of it.
But them apartments
a bunch of my bros used to live there.
Hood as hell, but the rent was cheap and I was safe and it was cool.
There was a club over there, low key.
Yep, it was the horse. Mm-hmm. Right up the street.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right up the street.
Hell no. That shit 10 minutes away from school.
Yep.
Man, what? I miss Huntsville like a lot sometimes, like certain stuff.
But it wouldn't. I think about that often, but I'm like, it wouldn't be the same if I moved back because the people are what made it, you know,
right, made
fun.
It awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I miss. I tell people that Huntsville had like the best fall into winter season. Like you really got to see like the leaves change, the weather change.
You got the well fall clothes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I still got scarves in there that I ain't wore since I moved here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, had a pea coat. You know what I'm saying? I can't wear a pea coat here.
No, you gonna burn
be
up.
hot as shit. Armpits be sweating. Shit. Damn, man. Shout out to AMU.
Yeah.
You made me. Did you fall?
Oh my goodness. So yes, I did. I used to brag about how I wasn't a real bulldog until my junior year. It was my junior year of school, right? And I fell right in front of the business building, and the BTS was coming around. It was the most dramatic fall ever.
Go ahead, run it down. What happened?
I was just walking. I had on like this sundress too, so I was walking. Yes, I had on this dress and I had on some flip flops, and I'm just walking, minding my business, and I tripped over the sidewalk. And I had books in my hand, and I had one of those bags that you carry on your shoulder, and that mug went up into the air. Books went everywhere. My dress flew up. I fell. My knee was bleeding.
Oh.
Like, it was a whole dramatic event. Somebody came and helped me up. They picked up my books, and the BTS was passing by right as I hit my tumble. I was like, this is so embarrassing. Somebody get me out of here. It was a mess.
So it was my Neo year. We were tasked with handing out flyers for a party. Mm-hmm. And I was in front of the science building, you know, like if you were going up the steps to the Greasy Spoon. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I was towards the library though. So I was trying to go up the hill rather than walk all the way, get up the steps, because there were a group of ladies. I was like, let me go give them a flyer. So I'm trying to be cool, walking up the hill, cat a corner. It's morning, so it's dew on the grass.
Oh, Lord.
I get to where the black pole railing is up there, and I said, scoot, and I hit rook, and my ass slides all the way down. Flyers everywhere. I still had like 4 in my hand. They bent, torn, and they just watching me like, oh, you okay? I ain't even say shit. I just threw them in the trash, and I just went to my dorm. Like, I ain't say shit. I was so mad. I couldn't be mad at anybody but myself. And I knew better because I was wearing ones. Air Force Ones have no grip whatsoever.
I've heard horror stories about those shoes. I've never owned a pair, but
Don't do it.
I heard they are like the worst shoes ever. They don't have no support.
You hear me? And once they get dirty, that's over. Like, done. Especially if they white, they dirty, it's over. Like, you can't bring them back. So, moral of the story: don't try to be cute.
That's
walking up a hill,
especially not at A&M.
Not at A&M.
That's funny.
So, Greasy Spoon though.
Greasy Spoon. I never had. I had Greasy Spoon one time my freshman year, and that was because my roommate had it. But I never really ate that for real.
So, did you have a Bulldog burger or no?
Mm-mm.
You never had a Bulldog burger.
Mm-mm.
Do you know what you missed out on? I mean, I get it wasn't healthy at all. Don't get me wrong. The Bulldog burger was, to those of you that don't know, it was a toasted bun with.
The way that you just said that was so.
A toasted buttery bun with cheese, 2 pieces of meat, and 4 strips of bacon.
Oh my goodness, that sounds very unhealthy.
It was. And you could get a combo for like $5.99
That wasn't real
with
meat.
a box full of fries and a big dumbass drink that was like 60 ounces, bro. And for the college student budget,
That was perfect.
perfect.
And you get full.
And you get full. And plus, you're going to burn it off if you walk in the yard. 'Cause
Definitely.
we on a fucking mountain. I don't give a damn what they say. That's not a hill. That's a mountain, bro.
That's definitely a mountain.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then I had to walk to Foster because BTS was always late. It wasn't
Oh,
never on
slow.
time.
You'll get there faster by walking.
On God. Especially if you had to be somewhere like that wasn't based in the quad. Like if you was trying to get, let's say, like, not the new school of business, but like the English building. You know what I'm saying? The new English building that's like in the cut.
In the back, T.G. Parker.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was late so many times, but teachers didn't care because they knew the BTS was like on some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But either that or like that first week you trying to get financial aid together.
Don't even get me.
I stayed in the financial aid building. Like, they knew me.
I remember my freshman year. I think that's the only year I really had to go in there because I had a scholarship. But I had to go in there to get them to like do something in order to release my refund check. You know, right before homecoming. So everybody was in there. Mm-hmm. The line was super long. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just be like, why? You know this gonna happen every year. Why y'all just can't do right?
Bruh. Do you remember watching them do it?
No.
They would scan the papers, click like 5 boxes, upload it, and then bam, there go your money.
That's
I
ridiculous.
have no idea why it took so long. I have
ridiculous.
no idea. I was, and I love you, A&M. I'm not finna bash you. I'm not gonna do that. But I was just like, nigga, like, come on. Because I remember, because I used to work in the English department. Mm-hmm. So Miss Loretta Townsend was my boss. Mm-hmm. And she could get shit done. Mm-hmm. She'd be like, you need to do what? Let me call them. And she'd call and be like, yo, Jeremy Evans, his stuff still ain't posted. He had work study. You know what I'm saying? We need to make that a go. Paid that Friday. And I'm like,
I should have been coming to you later.
My boss was the greatest. I love her. She was cool. That was my first job. Work study was dope. Mm-hmm. I only got paid once a month though, and I was getting paid $800 a month. But when you're living on campus, that's like
you balling,
bro. What? You know what I'm saying? I mean, my first check, shit, bro. I went straight to the mall and Walmart. I bought all the juices, the snacks, the crackers, and all that. Noodles on deck.
It's amazing how like the little bit of money that you get during college, you really be thinking that like you doing something. Like we had the most fun on $0. It's the crazy. That's crazy. I was like, I wish I could have that much fun right now that I got just a little bit of money.
You're right though, because you had to find a free way to have fun. Yeah. Whether it was
games in the room, and them games used to get serious in our dorm room.
This is why I had to stop playing spades for a little bit. On God. She got a little bit too serious with spades. You know what I'm saying? Because you have people from different areas. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? People up north play different than people down south, and we had a serious dorm game of Monopoly that went on for like a week and a half.
Yeah, it was like that too with my little friend group. Then it was Monopoly. It was Candyland. They used to be our game. And Trouble.
I never played Candyland.
Yes, they used to be our game. We used to be in there hollering. Like, you would think it was real deal gambling going on up in there. It's crazy.
Do they still make that? I don't remember Candyland. Like, the only board games I ever really played was Trouble, Monopoly. Shit, I think that's it.
I think they still make it. I think they still make Candyland.
No, I think I'm getting that confused with Chutes and Ladders.
I never played that.
Me either. Like, I that shows you how much I know. I played Connect 4 a lot, though. You know what I'm saying? I fuck a nigga up in Connect 4. That was my shit. I said that a little aggressive. My bad. Oh, man. But, yeah, this wasn't like a goal for real. Mm-hmm. It was to see how you handle talking.
Okay.
because I'm looking to fill a couple slots with squad goals.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be every session. I just want a roster of like 12.
Okay.
That way we can get like 6 or 8 here. You know what I'm saying? That way a couple people busy, we straight. You know what I'm saying? We can call somebody else. So I wanted to see how you know what I'm saying? How you carry dialogue.
Cool,
You know
cool.
Would you be interested?
I would be interested. That sounds cool. Yeah. I would be interested. I didn't know if we were gonna talk about like if it was gonna be a full episode of like talking about stuff that we've been doing. Or
we not done. I was just letting you know.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Now, did you have something in mind?
I mean, I didn't know. I was going with the flow of things. Yeah.
I had a question. Well, when you and I had that conversation before about the laughter thing, like guys who can make a woman laugh, have a shot. What are some things that you feel women can possess that makes a guy be like, you know what? I'll overlook everything else for this.
Ooh, at this point, I just truly don't even know no more. Like,
what does that mean?
Because, ooh.
Because I feel like women feel like every guy just wants a girl with a big ass.
Yeah, sometimes, but I feel like now that everybody can go out and buy ass, like what, it's got to be something else, right? Like if it's attainable for everybody, what does that leave, or what do you want? I'm just truly not sure about what men want anymore. Like I feel like that's a better question for you.
Well, I mean it's different for every dude.
Yeah,
and I think one of the things people get hung up on is they take answers from an immature person as law for all of us. And I don't think that's fair.
It's definitely not fair, but that could be the same for anybody. Like, right? It's just like if somebody hurts you, so you're a little bit guarded for everybody else because this one person hurt you, but everybody may not act like that.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I mean, but you still have to guard yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even because I get that not everybody is like that. But I believe it was Muhammad Ali who was talking about, he gave the analogy of with police and snakes. He was like, I see 1,000 snakes out there coming towards my door. And let's say only 50 of them are poisonous. Am I supposed to be like, hold on, let me sit here and sort it out? Or am I supposed to just shut the door and protect myself? You know, because I can't tell who's who. So I get both sides of the argument, but at the same time, he was talking about from a police standpoint. We're speaking about like an interpersonal, you know what I'm saying, standpoint. So you kind of have to risk it.
If you want those connections, yeah, you do have to risk it. That's I'm gonna tell you, that's been the most challenging part about like trying to date, especially after divorce, is like people's true intentions, because they can tell you one thing and then they can totally switch it up on you after, and it hurts. But what can you do about it? You could just shut yourself off forever, and then you risk not getting the things that you want because you're not open to any of it. Or you can keep it going.
Where does the faith and discernment kick in?
Ooh.
Like, that's what I want to know. Like, where do you have the faith in you being able to ask the right questions and be patient enough for someone to show themselves?
Well, I think too that's why I decided to be celibate, because I found that when I was fucking like everything would be cool. Like I'm talking about, you would think they be like God's gift up until like we fuck, and then
shit change.
Yeah, like they start showing their true selves, you know.
Do you think it's because they got what they think was the end goal, or do you think they just got comfortable? Probably
a little bit of both, because I mean, with me, it could never be the end goal because I'm constantly changing. So, you know, that's just I feel like that's just a piece of who I was at that moment. It wasn't who I am now.
So do you think, and not to put off any blame, I think gentlemen are to blame for taking advantage of situations?
Well, let me be frank with this. I personally, if this is my thing, like, I feel like I'm different than most women when it comes to stuff like that, because if you just want sex, like, that's something that you could say to me. I'm not the type of girl that'd be like, oh, you just want sex, like, get the fuck out of my face. No, that's not me. If you just want sex, like, put it out there and let me make my own decision. But don't try to come to me on some, like, you trying to be with me. You know what I mean? Like, you trying to be with me to get the sex, because then I'm not gonna trust you. Okay. When you could have just been honest. And maybe I wanted that too, you know?
Right.
Maybe I wanted that too, but you didn't give me the option for that.
Okay. There's someone else I talked to that's like that as well. Like, let me make the decision. Don't make the decision.
Yeah,
for
don't
me.
make the decision for me. That's not fair to me.
Right.
Because what I often find is that with men, they'll say, oh, it'll either start off with, oh, I just wanted to be sex, and then they end up falling in love. Or they end up wanting you just to themselves, and then they want to do what they want to do. But that doesn't work for me. Like, either we both gonna be in, or we both gonna be out.
Right.
It's either or. It's not gonna be both. And when I say out, I mean, like, okay, you want to sleep together, but you also want to sleep with other people.
Right.
With other people. Open. Yeah. And I'm cool with that, but you got to be upfront with me, because I need to know how to protect myself.
That's word. I've seen situations where it started off as this, and then it evolves based on interactions afterwards. And that's why I had to understand the levels to boundaries and the role of them, because I'm still learning that as well. Because if you have the agreement of just being sex, but you slip up and become intimate,
and it's kind of hard not to if you having good sex.
Really? Is it?
Yeah. If you are having good sex, then how can there be good sex with no intimacy?
It's funny you say that. I actually agree with you. I agree with you 100%, because my friends, I'm finna violate my code with my boys. We have this running joke where if, you know, guys talk just like women talk. If they got a fuck buddy, they gonna let you know they fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, me and such just fucking right now. And we'll jokingly say, all right, now you ain't out here giving A+ dick, are you? Like, you know, you keep it at C or B dick. You can't be giving
right.
A+.
You can't come give that A+ dick, because then it's gonna get that post-traumatic dick disorder.
That PTDD.
Yeah, I can't fuck with it.
Man, that's a real thing, and women are guilty of it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you can't give them all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because he gonna be out here washing windows and shit. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of car notes. You know what I'm saying? And you paid up for 3 months and shit. Like, I feel like, reservation. You know what I'm saying? It is the key. Don't play all your spades in the beginning. You know.
I get that too. But so, what if like you find out that your sex kind of awakens people spiritually?
What? What? Repeat that?
What if you find that your sex awakens people spiritually?
Just the sex though? How? Like, I'm sorry, not to get into people business.
Let's see. So,
I guess define awake.
Okay, let's say maybe you already have been on a spiritual journey, right?
Okay.
But you have sex with somebody and it triggers them because it's either they've never had sex like that before, and it like pushes them into themselves. Like, I've had that happen to me where like somebody was triggered by me and it kind of like pushed them into themselves. Like, you triggered me and now I'm just debating everything about my life.
So you fucking niggas worlds up is what you saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it has happened to me before on more than one occasion. But I'm saying, what if that happens then? Like, because people say, oh, that can be looked at like you toxic, like you toxic. Because
I think that's the inverse of what you're saying.
Yeah, that you toxic. But to me, it doesn't come off that way because my intentions are pure, and it wasn't that. And like, that's another reason that I decided to be celibate too for a little while, is because it's like, okay, if you know. And me and you have talked about like my kind of personality and my, I guess, aura or whatever. So for me, it was like, if you know that this is kind of like doing this to people and changing people, or you're touching people in this way, then how do you control it? And that's my only way to control it, because I tell people all the time, like, if you come to me a certain way and then you're not ready, you are going to be triggered. And it's just not gonna be
a third eye.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Kundalini rising.
I can see that. Okay. Because you and I had this conversation, and you mentioned this, and it stuck with me, that sex is a form of worship to the other person, and I could see that level, because in essence, sex is creation, the art of creation.
Right.
So awakening on that level, on the spiritual level, thinking more than the physical, especially if you connect well, I can see how someone gets elevated afterwards. It's like, yo, what am I doing? Like, how am I bettering myself? Like, what can I do? Because energy is transferred.
Right.
You know
Can't be lost or destroyed.
You know what I'm saying? So when someone is bright or positive or exudes confidence or like spirituality in your case, someone can absorb it, and at that point they have to express it. You can either use it to grow and manifest some shit,
or you gonna shut down,
or your shit gonna fry. Pretty much your circuit breaker gonna go off. You're gonna need to go smoke a blunt or something. I okay, now that we talk it out, I see what you mean. I can see how that goes. Now let's talk about the inverse of that though.
Okay.
Toxicity. I think of, well, do you think the power of it lies in the intent of sex? Because just like spirituality is a tool as well. It can be used to elevate, or you could use it to, shackle or condemn, you know what I'm saying, people. So do you think the intent of sex and afterwards, you know what I'm saying, affects how that relationship grows, whether it be toxic or what you're using sex for?
Well, in my thought process, sex itself is a ritual. It's you're exchanging energy, you're creating, whether it comes into fruition or not. Ultimately, sex was created to make children and all that stuff like that. But to me, sex is a language. Like, you're sharing parts of each other's spirit. You're sharing parts of your DNA with each other. Whether you're wearing a condom or not, if you kissing, you still swapping spit, So it's a part of, it's an exchange of information to me. And if we talking about it from a reflexology standpoint, yes, I believe that when the sex is good and the dick is long or deep, that you can create feelings, because you have a reflexology point. Women have a reflexology point in their cervix that is connected to their heart chakra. So that's why some people do fall in love after sex. Because if you hit that spot, then, what you expect? You know what I mean? You know what you expect gonna happen. So
is that exclusive to women? Because
I think y'all reflexology point is the top, like the head of the penis is, which makes sense if the cervix is the reflexology for. Yeah, right. Like a puzzle piece.
That's deep.
Yeah,
that's deep. So I gotta chew on that. Excuse me.
That's okay.
Excuse me. The explosion inside the head happened. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, cause I read a lot of books on like sex or whatever, cause in my day job, infectious disease. I work in infectious disease for sexually transmitted diseases, but you know, in my own business with Reiki and stuff like that, it kind of helps me learn more about the areas that I need to focus on. So I like sex, like I like to learn about it, and I like not only the physicality of it, but like the spirituality of it, which is why I decided to kind of take a break from it, is just to learn more about it. And I was reading this book about sex magic, and in the book it talks about how it's the ultimate form of creation, and how it is like how you create different things through your thoughts when you're having sex with people and stuff like that. And it just goes into deeper realms, like how if you tell somebody, like you can do sex magic by yourself or with a partner.
Really?
Yes. Through masturbation. That's how you do it by yourself. But it's really just like you put your intent down, you say your intent, you think about it, while you what you want to achieve while you're masturbating, and then you either say it out loud when you orgasm or just like really focus your intent on it when you orgasm and stuff like that. And it kind of talks about like how if you do sex magic with a partner, like you don't have to tell them, but you can tell them. But if you tell them, make sure they believe in it, or it will kind of break up with the energy, like they're infusing their unbelief into your manifestation.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's real interest, like it's stuff like that is really interesting to me. And it even goes back to like, even if we're talking about, I guess, wherever they keep the Holy Grail at, like it's a statue, I forgot what the statue is called, but it's supposed to represent God, but they never show it. It's hidden because and I think me and you talked about this before, is that the statue is a masculine and a feminine angel, and they're actually having sex and not apart. And we talked about how I feel like that God is both masculine and feminine, because it says created in his image. But if it's created in his image, then where does the woman come from?
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I had a sexual experience with affirmations. And
me too.
That's intense.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still toxic because it was someone that I had no business having sex with. So it actually hurt to let this person go.
Because they were feeding you. But they were feeding you poison.
Right. So, you know, it was like an addict having to cut it off. And slowly but surely, this person started to reveal themselves to me. And I'm going to tell you what gave it away. If we would have conversation, she'd come over, we would sit, have conversation. And the whole time we would be talking, you know how you can follow someone's eyes until they're not looking you in the eye? Her eyes would go from my eyes to my lips, from my eyes to my lips, from my eyes to my lips. And I'm like, what are you look like? I'm sitting here holding my lip like, my shit chapped or something, some skin on it. She's like, no, you just have sexy lips. Now, what made this interesting is she was a spiritual person. You know what I'm saying? She did a reading for me, and it mentioned in the reading the tension we were feeling. So, and that was my fault. I should have known from then not to get involved with that. You know what I'm saying? I should have known better, but I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to cut this shit out. Because I realize I'm already saying too much. But we did it, and I get what you're saying as far as like a form of worship, because I don't typically take anyone in my room. I don't, because that is like my sanctuary space. You know what I'm saying? So when we went in there, like we laid there for a moment and we had a conversation. I'm like, look, I want to do this, but if you don't want to, I get it. But I feel really strongly about it right now. Like I feel like we can do this like we want to. And we did a few times. But slowly but surely, I started to see she was doing that to manipulate me into doing stuff, or she would use me as a crutch for her marriage. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't it. And I remember I told you back in my former days, I would be cool with that. But it was something about the affirmations with sex that made me realize I can't do this. I need more than this to sustain. It's not gonna work. And I had a dream that we were caught by the husband and he shot us both. Jesus. So this dream occurred the day I had booked a room and we were gonna meet. I didn't go. Let her know I wasn't gonna go. She stopped talking to me. Some shit occurred. She got caught up with another guy. Kids got involved. Divorce. Yikes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, playing that close to fire, I knew better. And I knew I was gonna get burned. But I guess I said all that to ask this, like, what is it about playing with fire that's so attractive with people? Like, we can know something is not for us, but what is it about handling that fire that's just...
I think it's the I think it is just the fire. It's dangerous. And who doesn't want to live dangerously from time to time? I think it's the passionate. Fire is a passionate element, right? It can overtake you, it can warm you, or it can burn your house down.
It's facts.
So I think that, we get a little bit of it and we think that we're getting warmth, but it's really just creeping and smoldering and getting ready to burn our house down. And I think with fire, in a way, it has to be controlled. Like, those urges and those types of situations, they have to be a controlled thing or a one-time thing. It can't be ongoing, because it turns into that. It turns into something that's toxic, something that eats away at you, something that will burn your house down figuratively, and I've been in a couple situations like that, and it's not always fun. It definitely, but you have to think about, even with fire, in the sense of like the forest, right? It's a certain pine cone that only opens up when it catches on fire. So I think about that in terms of life. Like, sometimes we have to go through fire in order to open parts of us up that wouldn't necessarily be there if we lived safely all the time.
So it's purpose in everything.
It's purpose in everything. Divine timing. Like, it hurts. Like, I say that all the time. I think that's part of my dedication in my book to the ancestors, is like, y'all took me through this shit, but it was for a purpose. Like, I finally realized what my worth is, and I'm just not willing to compromise that anymore. So it's a purpose for everything. It might not feel good, but it's gonna work out for the good. So
I think that's where I have to... You good?
They be hurting sometimes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'll cut that out too. I was making sure you did the red fox on that. Yeah. I'm coming, Elizabeth. I deal with impatience. Like, you good?
It's okay.
You sure?
Yeah, that's my nanny. She don't want nothing.
Okay. Because we get pause shit.
It's
I ain't
okay.
I ain't gonna ask them. All right. I deal with impatience, man. I'm always indirectly comparing myself to where someone is and where I am. And I know that's not correct. I know I shouldn't do it, but I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what social media does to me. And I can't take a break from it, because that's how I do most of the interactions and running the businesses. I have to see this and this and this and this and this, and I have to say this, and it's like, like, especially when you make like vision boards and stuff. And I know you're not going to hit every marker. You're not. It's just the fact that you tried. But sometimes it gets Like, come on, man, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. Give me some kind of confirmation. Give me something. Give me something. Give me peace. And that's where I'm at, like, in everything. Like, whether it be with business or people. Like, I think I just had my own revelation. I think the reason that I'm so impatient is because I feel like it's kind of like deserved. And I know I shouldn't feel like I deserve anything.
Why shouldn't you?
Why I shouldn't feel like I deserve something?
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing's promised to me.
Okay. But that don't mean you can't still feel like you don't deserve it. Because let's say you don't feel like you deserve it and you get it, you still gonna feel like you don't deserve it because you got it, and now you feel like, oh, I gotta work 10 times harder because I got it now. When if it's yours, it's yours.
I can't say nothing. You got me. I can't say nothing.
No, for real. I mean, and I think a lot of people struggle with that too, like with comparison. And comparison really is the thief of joy. And I think that social media definitely does that or whatever. But we have to realize when we watch social media, we are definitely watching people's highlight reel and not what's actually going on in their lives. Because people only are going to put out what they want you to see, right? It's just like TV. They're going to put out what they want you to see. And I think a way that you can help yourself with that, and I did this a long time ago, the people that I found myself comparing myself to, I unfollowed them. Not unfriended them, but just unfollowed them until I got to a place within myself that I could handle it. And it wasn't anything with them. I loved them, or I liked, seeing their energy. But at the place that I was in that particular time in my life, I couldn't handle it because it was making me be really harsh on myself. And now that I'm at a better place in my life, I have followed some of those people, and I unfollow people too that I just don't. People that I feel like aren't good for my spirit in general, like they don't feed me in any way, I don't get any motivation from them, I unfollow them. Even if they request to be my friend, or I'll mute them. And it's nothing like, no hard feelings, like, because I understand that some people need stuff from me that they want to see from me that I post, and I get that. But for me, I can't do. It's too much energy, again, because social media is an energy exchange as well. So it's too much energy going around, and not all of it is good for me to absorb all of those things.
I didn't think about that, of it being a transference. Shit. Now I gotta go and follow some people. Cause it's funny, but you being for real though.
Yeah, I am. Like, it's real.
Cause the thing is, like, you see these great things, and I am genuinely happy.
Yeah, genuinely happy for people. Yes.
And it's just like, I need to, like, for instance, like I told you, I bought my first camera. Now look, I tell everybody, and I need to stop doing this as well. What I'll do is I'll make an achievement, but because it's not the brandest new or like the most spectacular, I'll depreciate it to make it, sound less than what it is to me. Because I don't want someone to. You ever been proud of something and somebody just come along and swat that shit?
And be dry.
Right. And so what I'll do is I'll be dry about it so they can't do that. It's like taking that power, that ability away from them. Because I went through that shit a lot. Like, not getting paid attention to a lot. Like, I remember, and me and my mom had this conversation in a car, and I'll never forget it. I made the honor roll, like, the whole year. And I was proud as fuck. And I gave my report card to my mom, you know what I'm saying? And this was in high school. And she looked at it and just put it in the purse. And I'm like, like, give me something.
Right.
Like, good shit, Jeremy, something. Because I'm one of them kids where I need positive reinforcement. Because
where's the affirmation is your love language.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, that plays a part in me. And so I start removing the affirmations or removing the positivity from it, so it just seems regular. Or I just won't speak about it to certain people, you know.
But I don't. Okay, so not speaking about it to certain people, I don't think that's a bad thing. But like tearing down your own house, no. Like, it don't matter if it's not new. That shit new to you. Fuck them people. I mean, I don't know if I can curse, sorry. But fuck them people.
Oh, yeah, say fuck again if you want to.
Yes, fuck them people, because it's an achievement for you. That's something that you worked hard to do. That's something that you have been doing. And half the people who be dry or don't be happy for you or anything like that, it's because they're not achieving anything on your own. If you minding your own business, then you wouldn't have to worry about what I'm doing. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So, like... You got a new camera. That shit is dope. You achieved something that you wanted to do to help grow you and make you better. Don't let people shit on that, because they'll do it every time if you allow them or give them the space to do it, or you do it for yourself. And that's not fair to yourself.
Yeah, man. Well, shit. Okay. Well, y'all, I bought a camera.
And it's dope.
You know, and it's dope. It was a camera. What happened was I've always wanted to invest in a camera. So for like months, I did research on what my budget was, what I needed, and when I could do it. Mm-hmm. And I figured something out. And then one week, I found it, what I wanted, in the price range I wanted. And I copped it. And I'm one of them people, I have buyer's remorse like a motherfucker.
Because you don't feel like you deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's really hard for me to buy equipment. Like the hardest investments I did was this soundboard, that microphone, the other microphone you saw me put up, like stuff I need for what I need. You know what I'm saying? Stuff to grow me, and I'll buy stuff and I'll cancel it because I'm like, no, I need to do something else with it. I need to, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I confuse being responsible and doing something for myself. Like they come back, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I pay all my bills on time. I rarely make payment arrangements on stuff, but for some reason I find guilt in doing something for myself.
Okay, so in that, let me ask you a question, because right. I was struggling with that same thing. When you were younger or a kid, whenever you asked your mom for something, was it always like, I ain't got the money, I gotta pay this?
Yes.
Okay, there go your answer. It's you know what I mean? It's a part of some people's trauma. It was a part of mine. Like, I realized that too with myself. It was my 30th birthday, right before my 30th birthday now. I made more money than my mama ever made with us growing up and having 2 kids. I don't have no kids. And I'm not married anymore, so it's really just me. Right. And I would find myself being like, and when I was married, he was an accountant. So, you know, we had more than enough. And I would find myself being like, oh, I can't do this. I got to pay bills. Bills been paid. You know what I mean? Right. Like, bills been paid. And I be wasting my money on stupid shit like food all the time. You know, like just eating out. But something that I really want, I would always be like, nah, you can't get that. So when I turned 30, I said to myself, no longer will I compromise the things I want because I think that I can't have them. Because anything that I want, I can have. And that's when I started going on my trips out of the country, because I felt like, you know, with listening to that, and even then when I would tell my mama, like I remember when I told my mama I was going out of the country for my 30th birthday, and she was like, for somebody who say they don't have no money, you always going somewhere. But I changed the way I was spending my money. I stopped eating out so much. I stopped buying so many clothes when I still have a lot of clothes. Like, I stopped doing that in order to be able to do the things that I want. And I think it's the same for you. Like, you don't have to feel bad about it because it's something that is going to make you better. Those experiences grow me, and you know, buying stuff for your vision, for your business, those are things that are growing you. So you shouldn't be, you know, sad or upset about it. Like, it's watering seeds. And I think with our parents, they never really got a chance to do that. Because they were so focused on getting it. They thought it was the way to go, but our generation is more visionary. We see that hard work don't pay off all the time. That's true. You know, hard work don't pay off. So you might as well do what you want to do if you're going to end up in some of the situations that they have ended up in.
You know what? Do you think that plays into, like, I saw an influx of this, like, with the younger generation before us, the laugh now, cry later mentality. For the longest, I was like, that's irresponsible as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You cry now, so, you know what I'm saying? You can, I get it now. It's like, man, fuck this. I'm going to do what makes me smile now because I might not get it tomorrow.
Yeah, especially in 2020. Like,
especially in 2020.
We never know when our day is up this year. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Or really anytime. You just never know when the last day is going to be the last day. So why not live to the best of our ability? You know, life is really, truly a gift. And we can't waste that on things thinking about what people have to say because they're not living their life. Or they haven't, or they've lived their life and it wasn't the way that they wanted to live it. So now they're trying to keep you from living yours the way you want to live
That's
it.
crazy. Generational curse all over again.
Yeah, and I want to take not toxicity, but the negativity out of generational curse. We just gonna say that's a cycle, and cycles can be broken.
Okay.
So
I'm with it.
yeah.